broadcaster friends of mine that do the console instead of PC. So.
All right. Well, all of our players are ready. All 10 of them are in. We are going to jump straight into game number 1. TDM Bomb. Kafe Dostoyevsky. We do have, of course, Penguins, as our blue team. They are our attacking team first. And Indominus are our defending orange squad. So
we are just going with Penguins, right?
Yeah, I'm just going to go with Penguins. Okay. Like, I'm not going to try any other crazy stuff. Penguin. And only one of them has a tag on. I'm sorry now. I'm going to misname some of you guys. But Penguin Bibu is the only man with Penguin on his squad. Let's find out. We want to see first if there's any immediate changes on, of course, the very standard 5 attackers that we saw from the PC game. Doesn't seem so.
Yeah.
Is it all 5
still
exactly
the favorite 5. There they are.
We did, of course, start seeing some Glaz mixed in the end for the PC games on some of the bigger maps and the occasional Blitz on some of the smaller ones.
Yep.
But ultimately, these 5 are your core numbers. The big and immediate difference for me here, though, is defenders. Yeah, Cap.
Yep.
Why do you think that is?
Doc.
And no doc completely, that's true.
So, Capcan definitely, I think it will be easier to accidentally walk into traps. Definitely. Just being the way that consoles move, it's just not as easy to stay at a height where you're aiming at people and ready to aim at people, but also be checking floors and things like that.
I think the other key thing that sprang into my head as you're talking, it's harder for you to shoot the Capcan traps. Because of the small, because of how accurate you have to be on the point. So the time it takes you to do that not only exposes your position, but it also leaves you open to being shot while you do.
Right.
So I'll be interested to see if we see any traps where people are set up a trap one place and then spring onto someone as they get close, or if it is, as you say, just put them out and hope someone walks over it because they can't see the floor. So prep phase is off. Let's dive straight on in. We actually have a player missing. 2 players missing, so it does look like this is going to have to be remade, unfortunately.
I guess.
That or it's an immediate forfeit from Penguins, which I really hope it's not, because that would be an awful, awful start. We'll try and get some word. Oh, this is the best kill cam. Try and get some words from the admins right there. I'm honestly completely lost right now, so we'll come back on camera, see how beautiful fits, and we are going to restart that lobby for whichever reason.
Very dramatic first game.
But I didn't see any Capcan traps go down right there at the start. I just saw a bunch of reinforcements, which so far look very, very similar to what we're expecting and what I'm used to doing on PC. They, of course, spawned in the fireplace in the mining room, which they don't have to do next time around, I don't think, because it's way too early and don't reveal anything. But reinforces towards the northern stairs, reinforces towards the southern stairs, and people going straight upstairs towards those trapdoors again.
Right.
So nothing too crazy and out of the ordinary there. Leads me to believe maybe there's not so many differences.
Maybe
hopefully.
Not. We'll see.
But we'll
get
watch
in
and
there
learn.
soon.
Yes, hopefully. We do have all of Indomina are still in, looking at my screen here. Hopefully the Penguins can come back through. I haven't actually had word from them as to what that DC was or if he's back. Hopefully it was just a small minor blip, but we'll wait for him to come back in. I want to talk Kafe as a whole, because it was one of these maps that just actually underwent a huge change with an entire spawn being removed.
Right.
With all the others obviously having slightly reshuffled, but it lost one completely. Do you think that's going to change much in this map? Like, obviously we didn't see it competitively before, but
I don't think it'll change that much. I mean, it will improve the fact that the attacking team won't get dome rocked coming out of spawn, or right as they spawn. So,
yeah, that's true.
I mean, I think that'll make a big change. I don't, as far as the actual playability of the game, I don't think any of the spawn changes are going to make that drastic of a change, just because it was mostly to alleviate, of course, the whole spawn killing.
I did notice the one that I played this morning. It was really nice to be able to get back in and play the game myself. Actually, it wasn't either of these maps before. It was Clubhouse. The warehouse spawn on Clubhouse. Now that they've moved everything to the right a lot more, so they're not actually in the warehouse itself.
Right.
That actually opens up very different routes towards the building and towards the garage and stuff. So, interesting to see how if that unveils or is played later on or whatsoever. But getting a tad sidetracked.
Yeah.
Kafe. We did see a 3 Christmas market, 2 Park Alley spawn from our attacking squad there. So ultimately 2 of the most covered objectives. But spawn killing is another one of the things that a lot of players, PC, some of the devs, and a lot of us expected to be, again, on the down low here compared to on the PC. Because one of the weaknesses of trying to peek windows at spawn, even on PC, is that it's a tiny little hole. It's very easy to just sit on that spot and pre-fire anyone that's coming that way. I would almost argue that it's easier to do that on a console.
You think so? Maybe.
Like from my personal experience, I find it super hard to like quick flick shots, quick reactions, and then spin around the console.
Right.
But if I'm sitting on one spot and I have it aimed, as I then walk with one stick, holding my aim in that same spot with just a small movement for my second stick is actually a lot easier than necessarily it is doing it with a mouse. Right. So, I mean, maybe that's a thing. These guys are obviously far better than me with the controller. But we'll see whether that is the case with them or not. We still have no second team back in this lobby. So hopefully we get something in from admins or from the tech guys to give us some reasoning as to why or where they're at. And then we can feed it back to you guys. Because right now, I'm completely in the dark. Well, so hang on. Here's an interesting point from Oregon. We saw basement spawn, which I don't think is going to be any different here compared to the PC. We saw main bedroom spawn. Could be different, and I think possibly in place of the North Tower spawn.
Right.
Because again, I don't want to sound too like PC elitist, but it is no secret that the reaction shots, the flick shots, and the small CQB encounters on a console are a little bit tougher. So to keep everything compacted inside that little tower might work in someone's favor.
It definitely could. Yeah. No. I definitely see what you're trying to say, but it looks like one of them has reconnected.
Yeah, maybe so. Yep, Raphael is in there. Here we go. We've got four of 5 players coming back in.
The Penguins.
Did you notice which of the players it was that actually went out in the first place?
I did not, no.
Well, they're all here now, so
they all
clearly
followed
that's
up pretty quick.
No longer issue. One thing that's a little bit scary, well, only one of them is listed to have a headset.
Yeah, that's...
So hopefully that's like a custom game bug or something, but if these guys are our pro Xbox squads and they do so without talking to each other, I am already impressed. There's no hiding behind that. If they do so without talking, I'm blown away.
Maybe they use PC to communicate because it's easier, better. I mean, when I don't play my PS4 very often, but when I do, I run it through Discord still.
Okay.
So maybe they do as well, especially if any of them stream or anything like that.
Yeah, it's interesting. But we have them all in. We are back in the game. Sorry about the delay, boys. And let's see if anything has changed from the start. I don't imagine it to. Nothing was revealed. Nothing was too obviously shown on that last remake. So we'll go straight on in. I lied. I'm already a liar. There's a change immediately. We do still have a 3 Christmas Market, 2 Park Alley spawn. We do still have Fireplace and Mining Hall as the first bomb site, but we now have a Fuse instead of a Twitch. Do you think that's a cheeky thing because of the bomb site that's selected? I mean, it's not a secret that getting into that train room and the surrounding areas with Fuse from that top floor works well. Super easy, and works really well for displacement. Yeah. So possibly he is taking that gamble. They're picking the same bomb site, and it does look like it'll have worked out for him this time around. Defenders, they are exactly the same as it was beforehand.
Yeah, I think the defenders are confident with what they were doing.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I am interested even more so now after seeing, again, something unexpected from the PC players. Far less ACOGs we saw out of the PC players than we expected. Far more hollow sites. What are the sites going to be used here for our
definitely more 1Xs for
more 1X. But is it, do you know, or are you guessing it too? Is it going to be red dots, is it going to be reflexes, or ACOGs? Sorry, hollow sites.
Still the hollow site.
Yeah,
for sure.
Okay.
It's a solid site for the 1X.
What makes it so strong?
I feel the red dot has way too big of a center circle. Kind of covers a lot. Whereas the hollow or the EOTech, whatever you want to call it.
All right. So I'm already amazed and borderline disgusted. There's a laser sight on this yet. Now, like on a turret player, as we was explained to us, like so a rook or someone that's going to, or a capcan in this case, sit inside the objective and be in what is already pretty predictable positions. Having a big red flashing light to show where you are isn't such a big deal. But having a Jaeger that's meant to be running and roaming around the map, catching people by surprise, is a big red flashing dot not a horrible way to keep yourself hidden?
It's not the best, but maybe his thought process is with the ACOG, he can zoom in and get decent little precise shots, and the hip fire from the laser allows him to kind of react for the closer range.
All right, so we immediately saw a couple of players coming in upstairs. There's no sight at all here on Eddie and his MP7, but he's also got another laser. Everyone from the defending side is now here on that middle floor, on the objective floor, and the top floor has already been taken by 3 players on this attacking squad. Fuse is outside and about to go in through a window. I could have gone horribly wrong. That would not be the way you want to start your Pro League. Thatcher right on the top floor, down through a trapdoor. Not quite the same as being the one we suspected, because, I mean, that one was pretty safe from a mile away. It always is. But they are already starting to pressure the objective. They're very, very close to it, almost 2 minutes out, rather than what we again saw before was clearing floor by floor before you started to put any pressure on. 4 players on this top floor now for our attacking squad. They haven't dropped the diffuser anywhere safe and gone back for that again, like they can see. They are bringing it with them, and they're bringing it on Ash, which is another interesting fact, because she's normally a very aggressive player that's up front. Not someone you want to be carrying your diffuser. Slight visual bug, I think.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what
happened. Oh no, he did throw all 3. So either his controller's a bit sticky, or he has something knowledgeable about this hallway that we don't. But he does get eyes on Rook. Just catches his knee. Makes him think again to fall back. But now Rook has information about where these penguins are coming from. And he is looking for an opening. Kapkan has been taken incredibly low, and Smoke's in fact been killed off somewhere. But we are starting to see Thatcher close in again. There is a kill hole to his left, and there is a Rook on the other side of it. Eddie is on the ground floor and is being chased now. Can he peek out and get the kill? He does peek out, but he gets taken down by Thatcher and is knifed for his troubles. 5 attackers left standing then, and still 3 defenders. Rook is starting to fire into that kill hole. 1 player has been down, but there's 2 more there. The grenade comes out and he has to turn and run instantly. But he is keeping them pinned, and time is of essence now. 26 seconds as he drops the diffuser down, and there's 2 downed players outside that window with Thermite there to help them. Thermite trying to go over and get his teammates up.
How did they get there? I missed that.
They climbed out through the window and got shot by Rook through the, the hallway, I think. But they've only got 8 seconds left to plant. We're going to try and follow the diffuser on Fuse, but he immediately dies as they try and jump to him. Now they've got to go in and get the kills because they cannot plant in time. Jaeger isn't even going to drop, and the defenders take round number 1 with a time victory.
That's I am again already shocked that there wasn't any use of Doc there. In the very first game, I saw more down players than probably half of.
But the key thing you got to note there is that the down players were on the attacking side.
Those 2 were, but there was one downed defender too.
Yeah, but he was a roamer that was miles away from his teammate.
Yes,
so
very
like,
true.
I do see where you're coming from,
right.
But I don't think that was the best round example.
No, it wasn't a good example.
But it does bode well for it possibly being a case in the future. I do agree. But we see the same spawn choice now from our switched up defending blue team. And
Frost finally makes an appearance.
Frost is finally making an appearance, so we'll see if she's going shotgun or if she's going SMG. I know obviously PC players prefer the shotgun, 1 for the utility, as we mentioned, 2 because it's ridiculous. Ridiculous right now. But I can't help but feel, especially after watching that first round, that a slower fire rate may be a better thing here on console. Because there were, especially, look at that last firefight there between Jaeger and Thatcher as he charged in. So many of those shots were missed, and before Thatcher had even got his crosshairs back on top of Jaeger, he was out of ammo.
Right.
So I'm thinking, if you're holding down your trigger the entire time and adjusting aim, having a slightly slower fire rate gun so you've still got ammo left when you actually get back on target.
Maybe. I still think that shotgun would be the better choice.
Possibly, but again, first shot goes off, you miss. The reposition time. I mean, maybe you get lucky and have a.
Fast. That shotgun
it does.
fast.
It does. But, personally, I'd go for the random headshot chance.
Right.
But maybe there's something in it. Maybe we should investigate later on in the break between EU and NA. Those of you that don't realize, guys, we do have the North American Pro League coming up straight after all these European games. So if you feel like staying up until 6 AM with us, stick around. Don't know why I'm looking at the cameras right now. You can see the game. I have no idea who Mort is, but there's someone else in the game. All right, our attacking squad this time around, all coming in from the bottom side of the map. And Twitch makes me a liar as I say that. She makes her way up to the roof. Laser sights on our attackers as well. I need to talk to some Xbox players because I want to know one.
that's a lot more popular. I didn't even think about the laser being a thing, but clearly it is
like,
choice.
It was very obvious there that there was far more hip-fire shots than there were aim-down sights.
Right.
But I still don't think the trade-off is enough. Like, just go prone. Like, your accuracy is actually not that bad when you're hip-firing if you're prone.
Right.
And over giving your position away with a bright laser? Like, right now, Mute knows that he's safe in here because there's a laser spinning around outside and he has to wait for it to go away. I also just completely glossed over the fact that we actually have a Mute here.
Oh, yeah, that's...
Which we never saw, but he has been taken down by a spree of grenades, but down but not outed until that moment, and then he is dropped. Smoke now on the hunt, does find a very nice kill, in fact, onto a low health Sledge, but we're down to a 3-on-3 situation. Trapdoor has been broken above his head. Thermite, where is it broken? I don't think it is. I think it's just the wooden that's been broken, but the reinforcement is still there. Jaeger is up. All three members now of the attacking side are on the top floor, having a little bit of trouble with the window. And there it
is.
He has a quick peek inside, looking for the frost trap, which I'm sure is there, and he does kill it off. So, in he goes. Thermite does have 2 breach charges left, so he definitely didn't break the other one, and he is going to look to make a hole in this train room. Top floor now completely controlled by this attacking side, with all 3 defenders on the level below. That is just the stairs. But better safe than sorry, as Twitch does make her drone in, take her drone in there to keep an eye on it, make sure it's all safe. Barbed wire at the bottom. That, I do feel, has got to be so much more powerful on console.
The Twitch drone?
No, the barbed wire.
Barbed wire.
Because when you force someone to walk that slowly, that's really easy to line up shots.
Right.
Another welcome mat taken out. That's 2, so there's only 1 left on the map. I bought this skin today, by the way. It's brilliant. And
oh yeah. I haven't seen that one.
And we're down to the last 15 seconds where Twitch has the diffuser, so we're going to keep following her and see if she can get inside this bomb site. But there is a player in there waiting for her.
5 seconds left.
But she's got support. Smoke is here. Can't quite land the shot, but with a second left, she can't make the defuse. And another time
win. Wow.
That is definitely news. So we did see 2 players there drop down, because that's the second guy that was killed by Rook there. Both of them dropped down into that room through that trapdoor.
Right.
Still didn't quite work out for them, just for a slightly different reason than I expected. It's not that they were shot in midair like they are on PC. It's the fact that they didn't know where their target was on the other side of it, so he got the drop on them while they were still trying to find him.
Right.
Interesting, but it's there, and we are seeing more trapdoors as you expected. But
so it looks like the attacking teams kind of they get in the building fast, but they're very slow to get from the first place they take to the actual objective.
Yeah, exactly. Like they both grabbed that top floor very, very quickly and succinctly, and then just stood around and did a whole lot of nothing with it. So it looks like they got to figure out how to get down onto these bottom levels with a bit more speed, or more to the point why they're staying up on the top. But we do see a slightly different bomb site now. Very, very top floor coming out of Indominus. And we'll see if this actually changes it. Because as we mentioned, they all gone in by the top floor so far. They know how to get in there nice and quick.
Right.
Maybe it's just something to do with the map layout that means they cannot get down onto the level below with speed. Maybe they can get in here easy enough. That Skylight, I imagine, would be pretty powerful. So we'll see if they can make use of it well. And go from there. Drones were definitely more powerful, that is for sure. We saw them running around on the map a lot more, and far less people taking them out than we do on PC. But
which I think is huge, additionally, because aiming is more difficult. To be able to have that intel and know where to look as you step in is definitely a big advantage for the attacking team.
Let's follow Ash. She is our attacker of choice, and she has the diffuser again, which still a slight surprise to me. Also, G36. I know a few PC players that use it, but none of them are on our pro squads. So it does follow my my slower fire rate theory.
Right. Yeah, no, you're...
But she also has that holographic sight that you mentioned earlier on. And thankfully, no laser. but that... I'm going to round of applause to this one. Round of applause to that one.
Not the best spot.
No, not ideal. Let's see if there's someone having a better time. So Fuse journeying in on the second floor, making sure there's no one down below. Seeing what he can do. We do actually have one attacker on the bottom floor. Sorry, one defender on the bottom floor. Let's see if he can pick anyone off. I say that he comes upstairs. Looks for a drone, does find it. And is now trying to reposition desperately before he gets hunted down. There are 2 attackers down here with him. We know this he does not in Ash and Sledge. He thinks he's being hunted, good news for you. You're not.
Now, do you think? Oh,
Oh, a fuse kill. I didn't think about that. That's actually another point. It's a lot easier to just get up and run on a PC than it is on a console. Like, I was going to say it's just me, but we have seen a lot of these players getting stuck on doorways and in hallways and like holes that they shouldn't really be getting stuck on, in my opinion. And it seems to have just been the downfall of Frost. So,
right.
Fuse has that extra versatility here. Still, on to our last minute of the round, and we're not inside the building at all. So it doesn't look like it's a middle bomb site problem. It's just
They have the player advantage and only a minute left, so hopefully we'll get moving soon.
Yeah, he knows he's on the left there. He has been fired at. He's trying to fire back, but he's taking so much damage, and Jaeger picks up the kill onto our poor dangling friend. As, wow, double kill comes in very quickly for Indominus, and we're back to a 3v3. We do, however, have the diffuser inside the objective room. He does start that plant. Bandit is on the bottom floor and is on his own down there, trying to make his way up once more. Let's follow Capgangs. He's on the top floor, just around the corner from the diffuser itself. Eddie catches one on his way up the stairs, but is very, very low for his troubles. Goes straight into the objective room, finds Ash, and just sprints into her crosshairs. As Thermite does take out our final remaining defender down the end of the corridor here on your kill. Sniped. Silky smooth. Finally, it's not a time win.
There we go. Yeah, we got an actual just kills win, you know?
I got to admit, I'm surprised they even got inside the bomb site. Because there were so many attackers left alive on that top floor, and Ash just dropped through the roof and planted a bomb without a care in the world, to be completely honest.
Right. You mean defenders.
Yes, right. I do mean defenders, sorry, yes. There were plenty of attackers on that floor somehow, but there were still defenders as well. So, switching back up now to our defense for Penguins. They are on the top floor as well. See if they can do a better job defending it than Indominus did. Very similar setup so far.
It's like
but they don't have a
put away for Twitch again.
Yes, used to get put away for Twitch. So Indominus seem to favor her on attack. Penguins want the fuse. Penguins, however, seem to want the smoke on defense, whereas Indominus are a fan of Frost.
Right.
Although Frost is there too. Bandits. Bandits, what I was trying to say, yes.
Bandit.
That's what I had when I started the thought, and then when I finished the thought, I came out with Frost.
Close.
Why did I do that?
Close.
Yeah. So let's start things off with Twitch, as she is our new friend. That's not Twitch. That's not correct. That is Twitch. So she is back out. She does have an ACOG, interestingly enough, but yes, checking those windows does seem to be pretty easy from this range on consoles. So no spawn killing to speak of as of yet. Starts making her way straight up towards the top floor again, taking a drone with her this time after a short reload. You're boring me now. Let's go to someone else. Thermite, you're on this side of the building.
Interesting drone placement.
Making sure there's no one going to jump out of these windows. They're not even broken yet, so I feel that you want me to. Sledge, top
There
floor.
we go. Sledge making some moves.
Making a hole and leaving the hole. But there is someone trying to peek out. No, it's Twitch, sorry. Twitch.
Here we go, right to it.
Just making every window an open. To be fair, I like this idea.
I do too. I think
really, I like this on everything.
The more holes that you open, the more the defending team has to worry about, the easier it is to make a move.
Exactly. Give them more things to look at, more things to be scared of, and then pounce. Roof completely under attacker control. Shocker, I know. Ash reaching one more window. And again, G36.
That ghost recon
Yeah. Right now, close to Punch Stick's heart, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Capcan then is our bottom player, as in lowest on the map, trying to snoop around to see if there's anyone here. But there are a couple of drones on this level.
So I wonder, did he forget to place his devices, or is what you said correct in that maybe they're going to try to plant them kind of on the fly, sort of?
Yeah, he's got one down. I wish we could we find out where it is? Can I just fly around the map?
Sort of.
I don't see any lasers.
It's interesting, though, that he only placed one.
Yeah.
But
I'm already bored.
Frost Trap. What's down?
Frost Trap does take down Ash as she tried to repel him through a window. So, deadly, deadly traps. there. But we're playing a much more passive game again from our defenders. They did have, as we said, they've got that Capcom slowly roaming around the map, but he's not doing a whole lot while down there because none of the attackers are coming near him.
45 seconds on the map, and none of the attackers are inside yet.
All right, Twitch knows there's someone behind that bar now. She just droned him out, and she's trying to figure out how to get to him from this. Oh, actually, I did that. It took me ages to get on top of the bugs. But you know he's behind the bar, so that's not going to help you. So now she goes in again, takes out a Jaeger trap as Jaeger takes out a teammate of hers on the other side of the map. Everyone's fighting where I'm not looking. But Frost drops, Twitch drops straight in, finds one, does pick up the kill. Does she know that there's a second one there? She does. Can she land the second headshot? No, she has to reload and is actually downed. Does Smoke realize this? I don't think he does, because the shots are coming in over her head. Let's focus on Smoke. He's got 7 seconds to defend the defuse. It's all he's got to hold it off for. But there's a thermite coming up the stairs, and he will get dropped. Finally, almost, but not quite, another time win. There we go. These times are learning how to get inside a little bit faster. Thermite, there we go, taking out Smoke for the end of that round. 2 and 2 once more then. So it is just like before. Now that they figured out how to get in, the attackers do seem to slightly... no, that's complete lies, to be fair. We've had 2 attack wins and we've had 2 defend wins. So it is still very 50-50.
It seems honestly that pacing just seems to be a difficulty for both teams here.
The other big thing to notice here is that everything seems to be one-on-one fights.
Right.
There's very little kill to trade.
Well, there's been, I think, there's been a couple quick 2s. And
I mean, I saw at the end there, a couple that I regrettably missed were like one person getting 2 kills and then dying to someone else as he moved.
Right.
Like, it wasn't that 2 people came through one doorway, one died and the other one gets the kill, like we saw on the PC.
Right.
They would both die and then someone else would kill him from somewhere else.
Very true. Very true. Not a lot of direct trades.
Yeah, and then Twitch went in there on her own and Thermite came from the complete opposite direction. Like, it's... yeah. Interesting. But of course, these are only just 2 of 8 teams, so I honestly will admit I don't know where these guys seeded. They may have been the bottom 2. We may be looking for much better teams in the future that have that little bit more coordination. Maybe it is something to do with the fact that there was no headset icons on there.
Maybe they're really just...
maybe they are just playing 5-man on your own. Notice that batteries are going down here from Bandit without any attempt to try and stop potential Thermite play. To be fair, that might just be a map thing.
What's that?
No Bandit tricks, as we do see.
Yeah, this is not a map where I think you're going to do much with the whole Bandit trick.
No. Ash checking that doorway, which was pulled down and exposed, but again, she's going this drone, which does catch 2 people in its sights, which is very, very powerful for them now to know there are 2 people on the base level, and she's just waited thirsty shots from that MP7. So, crucial little bits of ammo being used up by Bandit, and he gives up the hunt and lets the drone go on its merry little way. As we see that yellow brick road in place again. Top floor gets opened up once more, and down will come... there we go, Thatcher drops down through the hole. So, top floor is being cleared out slowly by... and I like this coordination. A drone first from Twitch and 2 players in here and following it around, making sure they get eyes on. Let's go and follow one of those 2 now they're inside. So they know they have complete control of the floor above. Will they do something with it, or will we run out of time again? Let's have another quick top down, because I want to know who's close to shooting each other. The answer would be no.
It's, they definitely like the top down, for sure. Yeah. Some very little plays from...
Let's go to the old Twitch. You just went away from where I thought you were going to shoot someone. Never mind. You're going to shoot the balcony. I hate woodwork. What?
Reloading. Cover me.
I genuinely have no idea what that was.
I just peek over the edge, I guess. All right. Yep. See.
Attackers recovered the bomb.
Okay. Drones it down. Diffuser has been picked up. They got a minute left to get inside, and once more, there are still 5 members alive on both teams. Thatcher trying to get random sprayers. Slevin opens up the killing. We're taking out Bibu for the first kill around. Thermite is going to blow a nice big hole in the wall. And look at it from the stairs. Let's see if he can pick up any kills from range with his ACOG. Does see where one of them is, or, I mean, 2, but he doesn't realize this. As we see our first team kill of the game. Twitch picks up the kill, but Eddie has flanked around underneath them and picks up 2 kills before I can even switch the camera. Skevin now finds Twitch, but does get taken down by it. She's got 3 to find on her own now if she wants to salvage this round in the next 30 seconds. Does see 1. Can't get the kill, though, and defenders win round number 5.
There's something with the pacing. This is something I feel like back on Friday we really didn't see.
Didn't see much of. You're right. Like, everyone was charging straight in early, got control of, but then were finding their way to the objective with the last minute or 30 seconds to go with ease. These guys there, that was really nice timing, to be completely fair. Yes, they got slaughtered from behind by that really, really nice roam from Bandit.
Right.
But honestly, if that hadn't happened so much, or if they'd have killed him off, they had 30 seconds there with 4 people left alive pushing the bomb site. That's the perfect kind of pacing. That's the perfect timing. So hopefully they now found that rhythm, and this time remember to cover their back a little bit better should they get another chance to defend or to attack that spot. They won't, because the defenders won't. I'm lying. But we do see a switch over again. Penguins back on defense with their same standard comfy setup. The other thing we did note that they just attacked there without Fuse. They used Twitch, and we are back to having Twitch again now. So Fuse, I mean, I like the idea. Picked up 1 kill when they were attacking the top floor. But other than that, we haven't really seen this gadget used for much, and for that reason, I think switching back to Twitch is probably a good idea. Let's see who goes down to the bottom floor. No one. But we do have 2 players up on the top floor. Are they peeking windows? No, they're... Oh, Capcan, you're thinking about it, aren't you, buddy? No, you're not. He's going to put barbed wire under the window in case, and traps under the other ones to make sure nobody come on in. Our attackers, let's follow Ash with her trusty bomb again. She starts coming up and across towards the wall. Just well repel on her way up. There is someone waiting in that mining room for it. She's going to suspect, sorry, it's not the mining room, it was in the train room just next to it. This time she drops the diffuser in a nice, safe place. Shots coming in through the window on towards Jaeger. Let's go and see what he can see. He's on a camera that just gets killed.
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
And we do see the diffuser picked up. More shots raining in from the window on the outside. Ash is looking for an opening here into the train room. Can't quite see anyone yet. Will she feel safe enough to go through that window? Not yet. She's going to try and blow the wall open instead. See if she can get eyes on that. But it is reinforced, so that does not help her one diddly squat bit. Diddly squat. Diddly squat. Alright. Now, Twitch has dropped in, not what, Twitch, who did it? Someone dropped in through this hole. And there we go, Sledge and Thatcher looking to drop in, but there is a player on that top floor with them. They haven't checked this too well. I don't believe they know this yet. Do see them juggling the diffuser a lot more this time around. I like that. Rather than letting it go in on one person and forcing them to play under a specific style so as to keep it safe.
Right.
They are comfortably juggling it about to see who's got the best opening for it. But once more, we're at 1:25, and there are still 5 members up on both squads, and none of the roamers have been killed out or cleared. And to be fair, the attackers still don't seem to have a plan of action or a route into this objective yet.
They seem really overdone by the reinforced walls, like they're not using thermite.
No, Chinook opens up the kills with the first one on Twitch. Does take down that smoke, so we do start seeing advantage opening up for the attackers as they hit the first minute. But now they know where she is, so she needs some support from her team on the other end of the map. Capcan trap number 1 that I have seen so far today is in play. And let's see what she does as her team pushing the other direction. We'll stick with the diffuser now that he can see this A bomb site. Can he get inside? They know he's here because he's walked across a bunch of barbed wire to get there. Stex takes down no-name Donger. And there's a big-ass hole in the wall. Rook is there, though. Denver takes down another kill. Everyone that I'm not watching. But we'll stick with the diffuser because that's interesting. Inside the A-bomb site. Diffuser's going to go down with 20 seconds left to spare, and it's on Jaeger and Frost to come and bring it back. Jaeger takes down Twitch, which is a nice and important kill, but Diffuser is down. He didn't see the thermite to his left, but he gets away anyway. Diffuser was cancelled thanks to a nice flank in from Frost, so 8 seconds and it's still got to be planted. It is now in Ash's hands. She's putting it down, but Frost is looking for the peak. There's 3 players there, though. She gets 1, but it's not the Diffuser, and now we see Jaeger looking for it, and he still gets dropped as he tries to sprint towards the planter.
It's almost a good comeback from defense.
That was very, very close. I can't help but feel, though, Frost and Jaeger there, you see them both get killed and slaughtered by the same man.
Right.
Just wait for the defuse to go down. Go for the retake. Pair up. Go in together. You knew there were 2 people on the site, at least. So clear out that other one as a pair, then go 2v2. They all both sprinted one at a time against 3 people as that was trying to go down. And I feel they may have thrown away what could have been a win.
I think they let the scary music get to them.
Scary music. Yes, I suppose as the timer gets down, there's some scary music in that. I turn the music off personally. I hadn't thought about that. It's one of the first things they do. I get into any game these days, like music off. Goodbye.
Protect your bombs from being defused
But
by
we
attackers.
do have our first spread in score now. 2-point lead for Indominus, and they are back to defending the top floor objective. Somewhere that we have had mixed success for both squads so far. Let's see if they can clinch the first map with it and take us to Oregon with that comfortable 1-map lead. Or can we see a powerful comeback from the Penguins? We do have Fuse back on the roster now from Penguins.
But not much of a change up on the defense.
No, but we also see a nice change from Jaeger and says that he has now put a trophy system next to the window that his teammate died to fuse last time around. So maybe he can save someone's life this time over. Armor picked up as the last thing the defending team has done, and this time every single one of them has stayed on the top floor until now. As we do see Bandit drop down and make a break for somewhere different. 2 players on the other side of the wall he is not aware of. Looks for that kill underneath the door, but there's a drone there to spot him. Very nice timing on that drone scout by King. Drone, that is invincible. It's gonna keep doing its thing for quite a while, yeah.
It does not look fun to try to take out drones on console.
No. So, everyone back on the top floor as we start seeing some peeks through the roof from Thermite. And let's see if we can find an opening. So far, they're doing a good job keeping themselves hidden from this roof window, but they do lose a welcome map from that angle. Fuse on the window does set off a charge, and that's completely cleared out the space right next to it. Nice play if he can now get inside in that opening that he has just made. But chooses to just make a hole and create a threat point instead of actually using it. See if it works out.
I don't think he knew the effectiveness of his fuse there.
Bomb located by attacker.
Outside the window, and inside the window goes Ash. She's looking for one. She sees it. Can she get the kill? No, tag, but not the frag, and there's a second one there. Looks for the second kill. Does get up a nice headshot on Slevin, and now Thatcher's dropped in behind, but he's playing around with some barbed wire instead of helping get the kill. Thatcher does fall to that Frost, which is his own damn fault. Now, Frost will follow her. It's a plethora of kills are coming around the rest of the map, and it's all on Sledge, as he's now left outside a window with 4 to find, and they know exactly where he is. Trying to bait out some shots, and he ultimately decides to make his way up to the roof. Looks for that diffuser, of course. Drops down through the floor. They know he's going to come this way. They know the diffuser's there, and there is Frost with that SMG across the doorway. Tries to leap in, does get the diffuser, but now Frost has seen him again. Goes for the knife. That was an interesting tactic, but it's not got that kind of range on it. Smoke's gun, however, does, and he will drop the kill. Defenders win round 7, and ID take map number 1.
No.
No is all we have from Punch Stick at the end of the round.
I am in awe by that knife swing. I don't know if that was just a panic or...
It was quite something. I love it. So the little peek. It's all right. You know she's there. It's going to come out. Next shot, it comes out, and knife.
Now, you're obviously familiar with other competitive titles in console. How do you feel about this game not having...
I'm going to let you in on a little secret.
Aim assist.
I'm not familiar with other competitive console titles.
But
I
not aware
do
of Call
understand
of Duty?
that aim assist is a thing.
Okay.
I know what Call of Duty is.
Okay.
I stopped playing that back after number 4, though.
Right, no, me too. But how do you feel about this game not having aim assist? I feel like...
I, after seeing that, feel that it may be required.
I feel like it would definitely bring more of an edge to console game play.
Ultimately, though, I think we shall wait and watch for the rest of the teams to play.
See how they do.
And see how they do. This is only 2 teams, guys. We've got 3 more matches, 4 teams in total. 4 matches in total, 8 teams in total. And we're going to dive straight into Oregon as map number 2 and see whether ID can take this first game as a 2-0 victory, or if they follow the suit of the PC world and do it in a 1-to-1 draw off the bat.
Very curious if
That's
they're
the
actually
map.
on voice communication. That is, yep, Kafe. There it is.
that should have changed. Let's see if we can get someone to change that. This should now be Oregon, but it is the same map as the last one. So playlist is not doing its thing right here. Now, the players, well, some of them are willing to play the same map again. The Penguins have realized that it is wrong. It's not picking defenders, so that's okay. We'll get that fixed in just a moment as my controller has been disconnected.
That's not a fix.
That's not a fix.
Oh,
That's
we're back.
us.
Hey,
Welcome back,
hello.
ladies and gentlemen.
That's
Welcome
right, just
back.
picking my nose and stuff.
So let's talk about the map from an overshot. Obviously, aim assist we think might be an assist. We did see Capcam. Didn't see any of his traps do anything. He is still a very strong operator. He still has a really good gun. It's a very powerful sight on there. He still has 3 armor, which is a lot tankier than a lot of the defenders. I do honestly like the pick for him. And I'm a little bit confused as why not so many
well, we also
PC
noticed
players
that
do
they didn't drop the traps.
Well, a
At
couple
least
of
one
them
of the
did.
rounds.
Yeah, we
At
saw
least one. There was-
one go down.
Right, so
Maybe, yeah, exactly. He's not picked for the traps at all. Maybe it's because he's picked because of the others.
he does have a
things that he
fantastic
brings.
gun and a lot of armor.
And
so.
to be fair, a lot of the PC players should do the same thing. Like we see Docs, we see Rooks, obviously for his armor, but it's still all. That's it, as our 3 armor classes. We've seen a lot of teams that like to play those 3 turrets, as it is, that sit inside the objective and fire out at people coming their way.
Right.
But why not do the same thing with Captain? I'd like to see him incorporated into PC play, to be completely fair.
Definitely.
This is still not the right map.
Nope.
And that explains why the Pingouins are once again leaving.
But ID's just.
I mean, ID, like, credit to them, play until the whistle blows.
Right.
Which may be the case. Obviously, the teams are in contact with the admins a little bit better than we are.
It looks like the whistle's being blown.
The whistle, or it's been blown from the Penguin point of view. So
10 seconds remaining.
we will fix this. We will, I promise.
5
As
seconds to go.
one lonely little recruit is left to fight the 5-man
Attackers
Dominus.
must locate and defuse a bomb. Attackers neutralized.
There we go. Attackers are all gone. Let's get out of this really, really exciting kill cam and get into a more exciting Oregon map. Please. I like Oregon. Do you like Oregon? Talk to me about Oregon. What do you like and what do you dislike about Oregon?
Judging by the pacing we just saw on that map, which is a smaller map, I remember Oregon being a tough map on PC for players to get in and do something before under the 30-second mark. And so I'm definitely very curious to see how Oregon's going to play out with these teams on console, given the struggle that they had on last map just to make a play.
All right, map has been changed to Oregon.
We
I
did
can
it.
now see it right there. Oregon, TDM,
That's
bomb.
perfect.
We just need the Penguins to come back.
The Pingouins.
Yeah, the Penguins. So I also realized, and I will put my hands up to this now, the reason the map didn't change was my fault.
Yeah.
I didn't.
I
understand
wasn't going to
custom
say
game.
anything, but
No, I'll admit that. That was my bad. I thought playlists like tick on one to each other. No, you have to manually change the map.
yes. Yes.
I now know this.
Right.
I
That's
apologize.
earlier when I said we could make a playlist with everything all in it.
Yeah, well, like
That's what I
playlists
meant.
to me, like I'm thinking music, I'm thinking playlists,
No.
I'm thinking movie, I'm thinking Netflix, and it just ticks
It's
over.
literally a list of
in-
the things you
in
can
an
play.
order. Yeah. Well, they're normally automated.
Yeah.
This one wasn't, so we got the same map again. I'm sorry,
Baby
Penguins.
steps,
I'm
baby
sorry,
steps.
Penguins. Yes. This
We'll
is
get there.
literally the first time I've had an Xbox One controller
Yes.
in my hand.
I've
I will also
never
admit that.
ever touched Xbox before. PS4 I do have. I kind of know my way around that. It's all very similar, but I think I'm overwhelmed by the size of the Xbox
Yeah,
controller.
I'm used to a mouse, and that's there. And now this is quite big. I said I have a Steam controller, which is a little bit bigger actually. So yeah, that's not even an excuse. Let's go. Let's go back to maps. Oregon, you mentioned it's bigger. You mentioned people are having time issues, so that could be a serious problem for them on Oregon.
Right. Remember, it's a lot of rooms to clear.
It is, but the same thing we saw there is they didn't clear every room.
Right.
They skipped a lot and still ran out of time. So we'll get someone that's competent to solve this, and we'll keep talking about the map. So yes, it's a big map, but I mean, if you look at the laundry room spawn, you're going to see people dive in through construction, imagine, in through the tower, in through the lobby. I suspect to see the other half of the map just completely ignored because they were ignoring a lot of rooms here and they were
Yeah.
still running out of time.
I think
So
that's
if they're
just
gonna
on the
check every
defending team
room-
to actually take advantage of the
Yeah.
power of roaming.
100%. 100%
Which
agree.
I believe they did have, was it the Penguins that had a bandit roaming a lot? Or was
Penguins
it-
did have
yeah.
a lot of bandit roams, and he was very successful in a couple of rounds, picking up 2 or 3 kills
Right.
from the flank, at the very least stalling the players down so that they ran out of time. So, yeah, maybe he can really open this team up with a good roam here on a map as large as Oregon.
It's got the space for it.
It does have the space for it. It's got plenty of little nooks and crannies to hide in for it too. So there's a possibility as we do see the players start to funnel back into the lobby. I'm so sorry.
It's a learning experience.
It is.
I think after
This is the first
after we get through this
first one.
game, it'll be smoother.
It will
And then I
definitely
think
smoother.
definitely by the time we get to NA, should have this pretty well figured out for the weeks to come.
100%. 100%. It's definitely not going to be a bigger problem at 4 a.m. when we're doing a North American game.
No, it'll be fine. Especially since we're well stocked with energy
We have
drinks.
so much caffeine, it's not even real.
The joke
Literally-
is there's an empty
literally
Red
not
Bull
real.
machine.
Literally, there's nothing.
So we'll see what happens.
It's going to be fun, boys. We're going to be in for the long haul. I hope you stick
Yep.
around. As I lied, there are no players coming back in. I don't know where these Penguins are.
They're very quick to leave, not too quick on the return.
They're not. Penguins maybe in Madagascar.
That was a terrible joke. It's really
Yeah, but it got you going, didn't it? Got you there. Penguins in
wasn't
Madagascar.
good.
Little bit of product placement. Give me some Disney money. No, don't do that. Don't do that. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm really running out of content for
Let's
this
see what
map.
Twitch chat has to say right now. Twitch chat, what do we have to say? Let's get some content while we set this back up. We'll talk to Twitch for a minute, right?
No, that's dangerous because I can see what Twitch chat's saying.
The hosts suck. There it is. All right.
It was my fault. That's true.
We're going to do, I don't know how many people have seen Mean Tweets out there, but we're going to do like Mean Tweets Twitch edition, where we just pick out all the stuff that you say that's mean about us. And
Let's do it.
we'll be really upset about it.
There's a lot of mean stuff about
They're
each
still
other. in
going
there.
off about the aim assist thing.
There is. There's a lot of.
For those that don't know, I will end the debate. Despite my lack or thereof of knowledge of Xbox, I do know with 100% certainty that while this game does have aim assist in Terrorist Hunt, there is, under no circumstances, whether you have it enabled or not, aim assist on player versus player on console. That is 100% fact. I'm pretty sure Epi, I saw him earlier in the chat, is probably here and can also reaffirm that fact. But just to settle that one, since I've seen it off and on quite a bit, that's a thing.
That is. There is a game being made in front of my eyes, and there is no control in my hand. So that is a good sign. For
Yeah,
everybody
no,
in,
that's the best kind of
yeah,
Xbox for us right now. Is when things happen and we're not touching it.
I'm paid to talk. I'm not paid to use my hands.
Yeah,
That's technical stuff.
these things stay under
That's
the
for
desk.
smart people.
Right.
I'm not a smart people. We are going to run to a very, very quick commercial break, guys, while this game gets set up. I am terribly very sorry for this delay. It is my fault. I will hold my hands over that. And we will see you in just a few minutes' time. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for that short break. We are now in. We are just about set up to go. Oregon is our next map between Penguins and Indominus. Indominus being one map up so far in our first game here, the Xbox One Rainbow Six Pro League. I want to talk Oregon. We'll go back into Oregon. We saw Frost a couple of times in the Kafe Dostoyevsky map, and we saw her with some very clutch trap placement in the Oregon basement of some of our PC tournament games.
Yes, we did.
So, is that going to be the same thing? 'Cause we have seen some very different placements so far.
I definitely, as far as will they be the same placements, I don't know. I definitely think we'll be seeing plenty of traps, both Frost, Kapkan. I think Kapkan will be continue to be used, maybe.
I think Capcom will be even stronger on this map, as you
Yeah.
mentioned, especially with the timing if people are taking to get to objectives.
Right.
People like Frost and people like Capcom work best, even to do on PC, when there's very little time left on the clock.
Right, the
and
more
you don't have the
pressured you
time
are.
to check that
Exactly.
spot. So
The more
yeah.
rushed the teams are, the harder it's going to be. So, and the better the traps become.
So once people start sprinting in through these objectives, not checking their doorways so much, looking for bad guys and not looking at their feet, these things are going to become very, very powerful. And that's where we saw the traps work best last week on Friday.
Definitely.
As people were looking in for that 2-second plant or that 3-second plant window that it was, go for the plant and there's a trap in the corner. And that's the round lost. So we'll see if such a thing can be played off again. Other than that, very similar. The Rooks are in there. The Smoker's in there, which I'm a little bit interested by because the Mac 11 isn't such a powerful weapon here. Because
I
we're
wonder,
not seeing people go for such long range shots.
Right. No, I don't think it has that same little headshot pocket sniper thing that it does on PC. So
It did catch one round-winning kill for a Smoke in one of those previous Cafe rounds.
And Smoke's primary SMG is a very good gun too.
It's a very good gun, yeah. So we'll check it out and see whether he can do that again. But it's also this map, while it is a huge map, Oregon, there aren't so many opportunities to use that long-range snipe shot.
Right.
It was all very compact and tight turns and
Yeah,
twists.
just a lot of little rooms in one big map.
Yeah.
You know.
And more usable trapdoors, which
Definitely.
is the key thing. We
Yeah.
did see a couple of people trying to use trapdoors down into objectives and stuff in that last one, which they got down safely. They just couldn't land the kills afterwards because they couldn't locate where they were being shot at from.
Right. So maybe more drones before they drop, things like that.
Drones are very easy to get into the basement here in Oregon. The spots that people use are very, very predictable through some of these trapdoors. So maybe we'll see such trapdoor plays this time around. It really does open up so many more directions and locations of points of threat for the defending team to pay attention to.
For
so
sure. Yeah. And I think being able to predict where people are going to be makes your life a lot easier.
Yes, exactly. And we saw the drone style ability. So even if you can't predict it, you
Right.
can literally just scout them out and force them to move or force them to do that. I definitely think we'll see more Fuse. We saw Fuse already in Dostoyevsky. He can be even more powerful here in Oregon because of that wooden floor in the main lobby. Get straight down on top of the A objective. A little bit tougher to get into the B objective, but you can clear out the hallways between it with ease,
Right.
and slide your way into that B bomb site for a cheeky little plant from construction. So more options, more possibilities from these operators that we haven't previously seen, but
Maybe
still
maybe we'll see some Doc pop up this time.
maybe we will. He can, obviously, as you mentioned before, he can revive people through walls.
Right.
Using
and
his,
floors and ceilings. Although a lot of people still don't know that, surprisingly enough.
Well, there you go.
It
Twitch
seems
chat.
to be.
There is your fact
If you
of the day.
didn't know, if you can shoot through it, you can shoot Doc's gun through it too.
We have 5 penguins in here. No, 4 penguins. 4 penguins and 2 Indominus. So we're almost there.
Getting there.
Almost
Getting
there.
there.
Yeah. This is, I don't even know why.
No
this time.
name Donger.
No name Donger. He was a little bit impressive in the last game, to be fair. He picked up a
Made some
couple of
moves.
very important kills. Did some nice clutch rounds, but it's still, for me, that the shining star of that entire game was Eddie. His bandit play, flanked around, picked up 3 kills in one occasion, 2
Who did I
kills
say?
in another.
Who did I say? Eddie. You picked an easy name.
Eddie with a simple name makes him a strong player. We have all 10 players in. We are not going to hang around any longer. Let us just start this game, and we will be underway in a moment's time. Blue team this time around is going to be Penguins and open up our attack. Thank you very much to our admins for fixing this for us. And our orange team is Indominus, and they will be on the defending side in the opening rounds. Do we see changes thanks to the map change? So far on the attackers, none whatsoever. Penguins using that Twitch this time around, and it's going to be a rook for the last pick from Slevin there. Smoke, Kapkan, Jaeger, and there's the Rook. So there's our last lock-in, and it is going to be a Laundry Room Slimer in the bottom 4, but an interesting spawn from the Penguins. All 5 of them in the junkyard, and I like it.
Yep.
It's what we saw all the PC guys do. Spawn in what is ultimately one of the furthest spawns from the objective, clear the building on your way there,
Right.
and then get to the bomb. But the problem we saw both of these teams have in the last map is they couldn't get through the buildings fast enough.
No, and it's going to be even harder on console. I think that the defending team with roamers has a massive advantage on the attacking team on a map like this.
Yeah, we do have no frost, so there's the idea of that trap gone. But Eddie's back on his trusty bandit, so maybe you can make a nice big impact with this. It's very easy to get around the map with that super mobile operator. We did see not so much movement from Jaegers, in fact, on the last couple of rounds. They picked it, they used a nice long range weapon, but ultimately stayed pretty close to the bomb in comparison to our bandit. So we'll see whether again that's the same thing. The key thing about defending this basement from a defender's point of view is it's very easy to end up standing on top of each other if you leave too many people down here.
I think the basement strategy on this map is definitely more spread out, more aggressive, using the fact that the map is so big and that you can be anywhere, and as long as they know you're still a threat, then they can't just full force push the basement. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. They're all putting a lot of effort and focus here on the construction entrance side. I'm interested about this reinforced here. It's really nice to leave this wall unreinforced, put a little kill hole in it, and then you can slaughter anyone that falls through that trap door.
Right.
But choosing to go for something slightly different instead, just a kill hole in through just like it looks like. Yeah. Okay, I was going to say it looks like he's trying to make a hole that he can crawl through, but that is not the case. He's just making very large kill holes instead, which is a nice thing. You don't want to make a nice tiny hole because everyone goes, oh, tiny hole, I'll shoot that, and that's a headshot. Thank you very much.
It's always a headshot.
Yeah, exactly. Got to make a nice big hole so that they don't know where it is they got to aim. But we do have our attackers inside the building now. Let's switch over to Ash as she is our mobile front runner. She takes out a first camera, and they are clearing the top floor as they go. I like this movement already from the Penguins. Checking all the toilets, making sure there's no sneaky bandits hidden away. And they do take out another camera, make sure they're not seen. But their progress is being tracked through the building. So now Indominus know that these guys are getting close, but they have fallen prey to what I mentioned before. All 5 of them in the basement, which can get very crowded.
Yeah, that's they're definitely playing a lot more conservative than I would have expected on a map like this. They're not taking advantage of the massive size of this map at all.
The key thing to note, though, is if a team does play spread out, that is, of course, you slow them down. It takes them a long time to get to the objective, and then they're rushed. If you play slow like this, in theory, people can get straight on top of the objective really fast, and then have all the time in the world to slowly eke you away and to work you at the objectives. But to be fair, it still took the Penguins a long time to get to the objective.
Right.
And they haven't really been chipping away at this Indominus defense until now, when it's a minute 15 left, which isn't a lot of time. So we do see Kapkan crawling out straight into Thermite's crosshairs for an easy kill to open us up.
My toxic babes are in position.
Thatcher is taking the bomb. Oh, the diffuser, rather.
Quite sure.
That diffuser was to kill off that
Right.
razor wire. So it is now done, but there's another one underneath, and now they know there's someone coming down the stairs. Checking the corners very nicely, as we mentioned, very predictable spots, but now Raphael is going to drone in there as well to give him more information. Does get a spray down thanks to that drone. Really nice teamwork here coming out of the Penguins.
Beautiful.
There's another one, and he gets killed from the top floor by Thatcher into this tiny little corner, exactly where we expected, but he doesn't even need to plant. Beautiful play there from the Penguins. I love that round.
Flawless push.
Really nice attack onto that A-bomb site.
And again, I don't think under any circumstance all 5 defenders should be on the point like that. It's way too risky. Once they know where you are, they have a huge advantage on you.
Especially on that bomb site of them all, because as we saw there, as soon as Thermite blew that hole in the top, they got 3 kills through that trapdoor. It's actually really deceptive how safe that bomb site can be.
Right.
Because as soon as that hole is blown, it's incredibly open and easy to get kills with.
Right.
You need to get people picked off outside. Even if it is just the Thermites, they cannot get down through that hole. You need to kill people before they get close to that bomb site. And as it was, Indominus paid the price for it. Now, Penguins switching up for defense. They're going to choose the same room, and after successfully attacking that one so well, Let's see if they have a better job of defending it. First difference from them already, they are taking a frost. So let's see if they put a trap down. As we saw where that plant was going to go down, where Thatcher ran straight into this little corner where Ash is now. There we go. Frost puts a trap down there, which immediately makes that little dart in and plant impossible. So really, really nice stuff already from the Penguins. Let's see how they fare on their people placement as we make the way into this round. They are taking a mute again, and I'm interested to actually see, where do you start putting your jammers? Or are you even placing them at all?
Now, do you think, obviously the mute is more popular on console because how hard it is to hit drones. You can just...
I would have said that, but he's not put any jammers down in this end of the drone phase.
Yep.
So,
Yes,
I mean,
it is.
maybe he's willing to just let the drones into the drone phase and puts the jammers down to stop them. But right now, he's not using them at all, so none of that ideas. Puts one down on the unreinforced wall until it becomes reinforced, then decides to move it. So picking the mute purely for, I'm guessing, his favorability on the MP5K and the use of a deployable shield. I guess so. I'll have to talk to them about that and see exactly what the thinking is at a later date. As we do start seeing the first 30 seconds of our attacking team's timer chipped away without too much progress. We do see a couple of shots start coming in from Ash. More or less just making a hole in the door right now. Not actually landing shots on any players, just giving away position and just keeping a little bit of fear in the defenders' hearts. Thermite has droned around. The one thing that I did see him do, he was on the drone for such a long time there, that all the previous places he had droned out and cleared
Could be not clear
yeah,
anymore.
it could be full of players
Exactly.
again right now. So he's got to completely recheck it and be very, very careful. But here is my next key thing. There is an upstairs mute and a meeting room smoke and a meeting room frost, which is a big improvement for this Penguins defense.
Right.
They are
They
not
totally
all in
understand
the
the advantage of that bomb site.
yeah, very, very nice.
Bomb located by
But
attackers.
the bomb has been located by a couple of drones, as Slevin is now looking to come his way in. Can they use the drones as effectively the Penguins did on an attack? Very nice spotting of locations and instant kills afterwards. Checking the rest of the building with this drone, but honestly, you're a bit late for this. Shouldn't be checking that kitchen at this stage in the game. You've only got a minute, you've got to start getting in towards the objective. Let's have a quick look at Frost and see if she's got eyes on any of the players coming this way. It is not the case right now. Instead, there is just a downed Kapkan in the basement as they are starting to swarm it. It is starting to backfire on the Penguins because they put so many players up top that now the B bomb site is completely under ID control. They are in there with the diffuser, but Ash is taking a firefight on the stairs. Takes down one, but there's a second one coming. She cannot take him down as well. As we go towards our diffuser, inside is Eddie, trying to get that plant down. Does take a couple of shots, but is so far okay as Denver takes out Donga while he was trying to stop that plant. Now, Twitch here in the corner, looking for that corner spot as she does see a teammate go down, but she's still just hiding around there, waiting for Kapkan to come in and try and make the push for the defuse. We do see Kapkan now comes around the corner. Twitch doesn't actually land the kill, but now gets him through the kill hole, and she's answered in her trouble. Smoke and Jaeger now looking for the final push. Jaeger knows that Thatcher is around here somewhere. Can he find the kill? Sees him, they fire it off, and Jaeger gets the kill just in time to defuse. I really like that retake from Indominus. Two people coming down the stairs from the meeting room. First one, yes, it did fall down, but while Ash was then reloading, second one managed to trade that kill, just like we were talking about earlier, getting those kill trades coming in.
Exactly.
Pushed on through. Kapkan ability did get very lucky staying alive as long as he did, sprinting straight through Twitch's crosshairs. But as a result, he stayed alive long enough for her to give her position away and expose herself to then be killed and traded again after she killed Kapkan. And ultimately, a little bit of luck coming in there from Jaeger at the end to pick up that final kill. But it does take us to 2-0 for the attacking side now of Penguins. Looking to even out this whole match score one game apiece without even letting the Indominus guys pick up one round if they can keep this on track.
Seems the Penguins definitely took advantage of the... Sorry, what were you trying to say? Oh.
No, I was trying to point at something so you could talk about it without me interrupting your train of thought, but it still interrupted your train of thought.
Yeah.
There's a castle. Talk to me about castle placement on this map while we spectate his prep phase.
I'm interested to see what they do with Castle. I'm personally not a fan. I think it severely can compromise the roamer's abilities to come back to the point if you know, if they're a little late to the recovery and the people defending the point are taken out. I think Castle can be more of a hindrance than a help.
So I agree completely, other than this castle door placement, that's pretty nice. Forces them to use a
that
breach
works
charge
great.
or even just stand there for ages while they punch their way through that door. This one, oh, this is a normal one, okay. That's so bad. But yeah, like ultimately, the castle bracket, this one I really don't like.
Nope.
Really don't like this one too. Because one, as you say, it completely blocks off your roamers coming back from the tower or the meeting room if needs be. Second of all, you can actually get a really nice little kill tunnel up through that tunnel hallway
Exactly.
if that's
Yeah.
on there. And now you don't have that. No.
Doesn't really bring much.
No, he's got one panel left, but it doesn't look like he's going to put it down as our attackers are making their way in. I'd honestly rather he just stayed with 2 left and didn't put that last one out. Drones checking the top floor again. Thatcher clearing out the armory, making sure it's completely empty and safe, which it is. And now they make their way in from Junkyard. So of course he's droned all the way through here to make sure it's clear, and thinks it is. But if the timing isn't quite right, it won't be. There is both a sledge and a twitch on this upper floor. They're going to go in to go above the meeting room. Can they drop down onto anyone in there underneath them? There is a smoke trying to get back through and has to pull down his teammate's castle barricade. What a surprise. But what is Eddie up to? Eddie is staying at the bottom of the tower again. Very, very cautious and safe play from him. And once more, everyone on Indominus is in the basement. Now, the meeting room is under control of Thermite. He's going to make a hole in this trapdoor. Won't reveal too many sightlines so straight away, but this is the one that won them the round before. What does this reveal to them? Ultimately, not a whole lot in Pingouins defense, because so many people aren't actually in that A-bomb, but there is one poor lonely smoke trying to hold it on his own. He uses all or 2 of his smokes immediately as the grenades come flying in and do pick up the first kill thanks to that meeting room trapdoor being opened up as Kapkan falls. Smoke drops on the floor, forces Sledge back, but now there's no smokes for the A-bomb site, and it is actually completely open, but the Penguins are only just now drawing near to be sure. Smoke's getting shot in the feet, so he knows he can't get back in there. It's going to be Castle now to try and fire through this little kill hole, otherwise the A-bomb site is completely open. We saw Thatcher before try and dart in and get a plant in the corner. Let's see if he can pull it off this time around. There's still no frost traps there to stop him, so they should get through this barbed wire with ease. There is no one in the hallway, and it can be watched from the top floor. They did this before. They droned to check it. Now he knows there's one in the corner. Go for the pre-fire. Gets inside, and this should be the plant down for the Penguins. They are looking to go 3-0 up. They are 5 versus 3. We're going to switch it over to Jaeger, and miles away. We're going to go to Castle, who's running the other way. We're going to go to Jaeger as he's actually trying to go in, but 2 kills come in for the Penguins. Castle's the last man standing, looking for a peek. He knows there's one on the stairs, doesn't know where the second one is, but he's shot from the roof again anyway, and it's 3-0 for the Penguins.
I'm a little surprised that I feel like they just they pick the bomb site because they know that it's a popular one, but they don't seem to have a good defense strategy to combat losing that reinforced drop down, which they know is going to get opened by Thermite, and they're not making an effort to take him out.
The first round I could sort of let it slide. So okay, you picked it because it's popular, but you don't really know why or practiced it. You saw why you lost.
Right.
That trapdoor. Now, you didn't do anything to try and hold that trapdoor. You just let it go again. You had all 5 people down in the website again. So I'd like to see some adaptation at least, even if you like fail at it, even if you can't pull it off. Try something different rather than doing the same thing again and wondering why it doesn't work.
Because they were definitely more evenly matched in the prior game, and this one they're just getting.
Yeah, this is 100%. Penguins know this map 10 times better than Indominus. There's no doubt about that. But now we have even bigger changes. Of course, the basement is no longer available to Penguins because they won that. They're coming up here to the Dorms Hall main room spawns. They've still got the castle, so let's see where he's placing his walls this time around. Hopefully all on the windows, as it looks like he's making his way to do, because that I do agree with. Castle traps on the windows is actually very, very powerful, especially if you're going to get a good roamer around, because you can't afford to just sit there and punch it 12 times.
Sure you can.
Really?
Yeah.
You think on this map, where they've been so bad at clearing the rest of the map so far, someone's going to sit there and punch that window 12 times while they're getting shot from the tower?
4 people clearing the map, 1 person smacking windows.
I have faith in that. If I'd seen these teams actually clear the rest of the map first.
Right.
So far, they haven't.
The attacker's bomb
No, they've
diffuser
not.
has been dropped.
So, I don't know. We'll see. It may still work out. I doubt we'll see them punch that 12 times, as amusing as it may be. But this one I don't agree with. This one he's now locking his team out again. I'd love to see you put that last castle barricade next to the A bomb site, literally where Jaeger is right now. If you put it on that window, that's brilliant. That's a big entrance in that now they can't get through without using a breach charge. Castle barricade there would be lovely.
I can't think of a single place where castle barricade on a door would be useful. Just not
Unless
good.
like you're literally doing it on the entrance to a building.
Right.
But even then, yeah, that's just the least useless.
Most useless.
No, most useless would be like next to the objective.
Well, you said least
I
useless.
said, yeah, least useless would be the entrance to a like a doorway to a building.
Okay. I get what you're trying to say. I don't like it, but I get it.
It's still useless. It's
All
just
right.
less useless inside the objective. So we still are seeing some long-range pop shots coming out from the sledge on the roof. Doing a good job here are Penguins of not revealing themselves to any of these long-range shots yet. They are making sure they stay alive as long as possible. And we are down to 1 minute 40 in the round. So they've got to start making a little push in soon. Droning out the tower. So they do know that is now clear. They do know that the Penguins are a little bit closer in the map. As it actually is, there are 4 Penguins inside the main rooms, as we do see our first casualty of the round, and it's Slevin falling off the roof.
There it is.
Can't hold him against that. We saw it multiple times on Friday as well.
Yes, we
But
did.
now they are exposed themselves from the tower behind. He's actually got so lucky that he had to go down there and revive Slevin. But Slevin's come straight back up into the crosshairs of Donga's
There it
roaming
is.
Kapkan, and he picks up our first real kill of the round. Now makes it straight back out with his life, and hopefully be able to go and rejoin his team so they can defend with a proper numbers advantage. Frost again with his SMG, and Castle holding a very dangerous crossfire. Jaeger, a one-man army in the A-bomb site. Again, though, checking that one window. There is one just outside of him. He now knows this has been droned out, so he knows he's a bit stuck in the corner. Let's see if Twitch does anything about it. She knows he's down there to the left, looking for the peak. Going to destroy the west of the window and see if she can get in there safely. Not just yet, making sure she's not going to get shot in the back, but there's only 15 seconds left, and she's got the diffuser, so she's got to get inside and do something. We do see
That's not it.
Thermite getting downed, and that is definitely not the right direction. They've got to get every kill now, and only Sledge is even close to them. He's going to drop because he's already downed. There is no way Ash is getting into this, and another round goes to the Penguins.
End to the timer.
Is it going to surprise you if I tell you that Oregon was picked by Indomina?
Yes. That's going to surprise me. That's going to surprise me a lot.
Yeah, because the Penguins are on match point. After only 4 rounds, they are already there at 4-0. Nothing that Indomina are doing seems to be able to work for them. They have a third and potentially final chance now to defend this basement laundry room. They failed hard twice because they did the same thing. They stuck all 5 members in the basement, and they gave up complete control of the room and the trapdoors above,
Right.
and were then picked off from range. Will they do it different?
I would like to think so, but judging by what we've seen so far, I'm very surprised that it was their pick. That's very surprising to me, because they don't seem to know the map as well. I would have guaranteed that Penguins picked it.
I mean, I don't blame them for thinking they knew the map well beforehand, but they've got to look back on this afterwards and rethink that.
For sure.
They,
They have the reinforcement positions and they know where to make the kill holes, but their player positioning is just not there for this map.
yeah, they have sent 3 people upstairs this time around. Let's hope one of them stays there at the moment. They're just doing trapdoors and actually drone hunting, which I like from Chinook.
You can stop worrying.
He is also, this is really nice. This reinforce is big.
Yes.
The last 2 rounds they didn't do it, and the explosion from the thermite blowing that trapdoor also blew a hole in this left-hand wall, and that gave them an even better angle down into the basement. Now
That
they've got to
angle
use
gives
2
you-
thermites to make that same thing.
That angle gives you the laundry room, that little closet side
Do
thing.
that little closet space. And here is the big difference. 2 people, Eddie being one of them, outside the objective room. Eddie has done some big things from roaming positions before. Does he know how close he is to that Ash? I'm not sure. Could can he do these big things again? Can he pick up these 2 or 3 kills that hold his team in it? Not if he gets spotted out by that drone. Has to make an immediate run for it, but Stex opens up the killing, and Eddie will be dropped from that chasing down Ash, but Smoke is there too. Castle will go down. Smoke does finish off Twitch. That's a really nice trade kill from Chinook, and there is still a man advantage now for Indominus. Eddie is down, but he is not out. Chinook, however, cannot get him up because he's in another fight with Thermite as the team kill comes in for Penguins. And they are down again, but it's back to 2v2 with a very quick pair of kills from Donga. But now there is only one member of Indominus left. They've done a better job at not being in the objective, but they're all dying outside of it. And instead, he's got 2 to find. He knows he's just downed 1. Thermite is very, very low as the last man standing as he stood in a gas cloud from Smoke, but I think he just heard him. He swiveled around to look towards this doorway. He has a suspicion, and Kapkan has no idea where this Thermite might be. He's got to check every corner. There's a minute and 42 left. This round is still so young, but it could all be over in a matter of seconds. Raphael staring at the doorway. He knows, or he thinks he knows, where Kapkan's going to come from. Kapkan is going to spot the down player and gives his position away, and that's a free kill to the Penguins.
He got
did. All he had to do was stare at the body. He knew someone was going to come up for that, at the very least. Just don't give your position away, but he does, and the Penguins take it. 5-0, flawless victory on the Oregon map, which I say again was Indomina's choice.
Very surprising. But I mean, even though that map went so quick that last round.
Raphael, the Thermite at the end there, 9-5-0.
Wow.
Not a single death through the entire Oregon.
His shoulders are sore.
His shoulders are sore.